Today, I am promoting Harbor Freight. I'm going to give them a AAA rating because the Harbor Freight 420 engine is a champion. My buddy Steve, who has a YouTube channel called Custom Bikes and Trikes, has been building custom motorcycles for years and go-karts. And occasional trike using the Harbor Freight, the Predator 420cc engine that can be found at only Harbor Freight. We have never broken one of these stock. Of course, this is not a stock setup. What I mean by stock is, as long as you do not add, or you don't remove the stock connecting rod, and you don't remove the stock camshaft. Do not buy any of the aftermarket garbage you will find online that claim you'll get way more horsepower with, like, the billet rod and high performance camshaft. The truth is you will, but the problem is these engines are not designed to put an X amount of horsepower into them. They're just going to blow up. If you run the stock connecting rod and camshaft, they run perfect. You can get the aftermarket air filters and exhaust. They will run fine. My buddy Eric, who has had this motorcycle for 4 or 5 months now, he's put over 3,000 miles on this current setup with the Predator 420cc engine that Harbor Freight sells. And this motor just keeps on going. He just changes the oil. Now the torque converter setup, you can probably find that on gopowersports.com and various other sites. If you go on Google, you could just easily type in 40 series torque converter, and you might find this setup. You get the driver, the back plate, the driven pulley, the belt. You can usually find them in one single kit. However, you want to upgrade the driver to a 2600 RPM setup with lighter weights, heavier springs. You can get that set up at Go Power Sports as well. It's the 2600 RPM stall kit. That's what it's called. You need the green spring, you need the 3 red springs, and the lighter medium weights. That usually works good. The wheels in the front end, and the gas tank came off an original Triumph. The reason why my buddy wanted to chop his Triumph and turn it into this, which is a recumbent motorcycle, by the seating position, because he got involved in a motorcycle accident when the Triumph was a stock motorcycle, and he smashed his shoulder and he got a traumatic brain injury. He was complaining how the bike was so heavy, and he had a hard time controlling it afterwards. So my buddy Steve in Utah, who is an excellent metal fabricator, built him this. I helped engineer the wiring and a few odds and ends. He's been utilizing these engines for years. These Predator 420cc engines that you can only buy at Harbor Freight or order from Harbor Freight, and I believe they offer shipping. But yeah, these motors are bulletproof. As long as you leave the internals alone. You could buy it, like I said, aftermarket filters and exhausts. This motor has over 3,500 miles on it since the build. You know, there's an aftermarket exhaust. It's been modified to fit this. So this is the Hemi version, by the way. And there's the actual, I believe that's the part number or engine number. Hold on, let me wait for it to clear. Okay. You see that number at Harbor Freight, you know you got the right engine. 60340. So, and of course the stock gas tank on the engine was removed. And we had to make this custom bracket for the throttle. And then a spring. See right here, I got my hand on the throttle. Yeah, but like I said, it's got dual disc brakes up front. It's got the LED headlight. You know, it's got a single disc in the back. It's basically the standard setup for Triumph. You know, the wheels and the front end. Of course, aftermarket mirrors. It's got the stock Triumph handlebars that came with it. Steve welded a plate for the turn signals and horn. I don't want to blare the horn because I'm in a parking garage. It's pretty loud. But yeah, the Hemi version. These are excellent motors. If you're looking to build anything motorized, look no further than the Predator 420 that you can buy directly at Harbor Freight. These motors are excellent. Bulletproof motors. So, these are full-size motorcycle wheels. So, yeah. Alright guys, that's gonna do for me. I'm just helping Harbor Freight sell more 420s than they've ever sold in their life. So, you know, custom ammo box welded on. You know, put whatever you want in it. Tools, wiring, extra wiring, etc. You know, these are custom seats that Steve made. He's good at upholstery too. He does upholstery work on his custom rides that he builds. Stock speedometer for the Triumph, as you can tell. Stock master cylinder. You know, this was a suitcase at one time, and now it's a pizza box or luggage on the back of this. Right here used to have an ammo box, but when Eric added this, he had a hard time opening the ammo box when he put this on top, mounted it. See underneath, he had screws going through it. Let's go. That light is basically, you can find at any hardware, auto parts store, but I think Steve orders those online. His YouTube channel is called Custom Bikes and Trikes. You should definitely check him out. He has lots and lots of creations, and you're mostly going to see the Predator 420 with his creations that can only be found at Harbor Freight. I got to give Harbor Freight a huge shout out, because they sell an engine that most people use for anything and all things. I've seen this motor mounted on boats, go-karts, dune buggies, mini bikes, pretty much anything you can attach it to make something move. You know, water pumps, generators. I mean, you could buy a generator at Harbor Freight and they already have these motors on them. If you can make it move, you know, you can mount this motor to just about anything. So that's why I like these motors. They're versatile. You can use them for just about anything. And then over here, my friend Steve, you know, he had to engineer this rear brake. Of course, this massive plate right here was not originally welded to it when Steve fabricated this bike. Eric asked me to weld that on there, and I did, because he wanted more, I guess he just wanted a plate on there to help with the brake or whatever. I forget exactly. I guess he wanted more of his foot on the brake, or more control of the brake. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was. And this is just the stock reservoir and rear master cylinder that went on the Triumph. And then Steve ordered, or I think Eric ordered it, extra long brake line that goes all the way back underneath the bike, and then it just ends up at the rear brake caliper. So yeah, if you guys are itching to do a project and you need something motorized built, get yourself a Predator 420cc engine. You will not be disappointed. This bike has a top speed with its current setup of almost 70 miles an hour. It does 63 tops. So, I mean, it's pretty fast, you know, for an equipment engine with this type of setup. So, you know, and then of course he added an NGK plug, which is the longest lasting spark plug in the spark plug industry, an NGK. So that's another recommendation, because you know, the Chinese spark plugs that come in these motors, they don't really last as long as an NGK. I mean, they'll last a long time, but if you want a spark plug that lasts like a really long time, look no further than NGK. So, and then the rear sprocket had to be ordered from a company called Rebel Gears. They make all custom sprockets for motorcycles, all types of motorcycles. If the motorcycle that you want to get a sprocket for is in their system, they will be able to make it for you on a CNC machine out of billet aluminum. This is made for I believe it's 2007 Triumph Speedmaster rear wheel, and it's they can make it any teeth size. It's this is a 420 chain and 420 chain size, because when you buy these torque converters, either off Go Power Sports or whatever website you can find them on, like I said, this is a 40 series torque converter. I think they only come in two chain sizes, 35 chain and 420 chain. So, and then this chain is actually a Renthal chain. If you get the arcade chain, that arcade chain is not very good. It'll hold up for a little while, but it just keeps breaking. The Renthal chains, they hold together. They never break, you know. So, they last a really long time. So, and I believe that idler wheel came from Go Power Sports as well. So, yes, once again, if you're looking to build a custom motorcycle or mini bike or something, anything motorized, the Predator 420 that can only be bought at Harbor Freight is excellent. We put a lot of abuse on these engines, and they just keep going. They're about as reliable as any Honda motor. I would say equal to. So I've seen guys put these motors in dirt bikes, build custom dirt bikes with these, and they beat the shit out of them, and they just keep going. Yeah, maintenance is pretty easy on these motors. So, you know, it's a little more in depth. And then here's the belt size. Sorry, the belt's upside down, but I'm sure you can read upside down if you just flip the video around. 203785 is the belt number. I don't know, that might be the belt size, or just maybe the part number for the belt. So it has to be that exact belt for a 40 series torque converter that has a mountable back plate that bolts to the Harbor Freight Predator 420cc engine. Now the bolts that go into the casing are 5/16 number 24 thread. So make sure that is exactly what they are. Yeah. Okay. They have to be 24 thread. Number 24 thread. You can't use any other thread. It's a very fine thread, and I believe the crankshaft bolt is I want to say a 3/8 in 24 thread. It might be a 5/16 in 24 thread, but they're both 24 thread. So yeah, you're looking for a cheap, you know, easy to do project, look no further than a Predator 420cc engine at Harbor Freight. And you know, like I said, the 40 series torque converter is a perfect combination because it allows you to utilize all the power out of that motor. And it's got a lot of torque, a lot of acceleration. I can get up to 60 miles an hour in 5 seconds flat with this setup. No problem. I even counted. Within 5 seconds, I'm already up to 60. So they're about 13 horsepower. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. It's just another update video. I just want to explain more about, you know, how this is all set up. And then it's probably 2-inch box tubing that in some solid rod, you know, that my buddy, when he welded it together, that's what he had lying around, and it's been holding up a lot. No cracks or bends anywhere on this frame. So you want LED lights, you can order those online. LED turn signals, I don't know what the manufacturer is, but you know, yeah, it's a great setup. It's pretty comfortable. It's not too bad, but yeah. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. So I have to say that, you know, the Predator 420cc engine is neck and neck with the Honda GX 390 when it comes to reliability. It's an excellent motor. It's good for any project. You name it. Name your project, man. It'll work. As long as you know how to fit everything together. So I have to give a big shout out to Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight. You sell one hell of an excellent product. The Predator 420cc engine. Bulletproof motor. Let me stand back so you get a better view of everything. Alright, guys, that's what you're looking at. A recumbent motorcycle powered by a Predator 420cc engine, bought only at Harbor Freight.